People often ask me if I have a daily routine for earning online. And the truth is, yes, I do. But it's not about working non-stop or chasing hype. It's about fitting simple online side hustles into different parts of the day so you can actually earn something extra no matter where you are. And in this video, I'll walk you through step by step how to structure your day, the apps and sites that I use, and how to combine quick tasks with building long-term income. And by the end, you'll have a flexible routine you can adapt to your own schedule. In case you don't know, my name is Mikael and I made money online for around 10 years, and on this channel here I share my honest experiences and opinions about legit ways to make money online to help you find the right opportunities for you. And today's video is about my daily earning routine. It's focused on online side hustles, which mean you can do it from home, during your commute, or even while traveling. Of course, no single routine fits everyone. Your country, your schedule, and your preferences of course matters. But this will give you a clear framework to follow, and then you can adjust it so you can earn some extra money online every day in a realistic way. So let's start by what I do in the mornings. I usually start my day by setting up the easiest earnings first. So that means turning on passive income apps and clicking apps where you can quickly just do it once per day. So for example, Pawns is a passive income app where you can use it on your phone or your computer. Whenever you're online, you will earn a bit in the background by sharing your unused internet bandwidth. Another platform like that is Grass. So these two, for example, you can just turn them on. They can run in the background whenever you're online, and then you will earn a bit extra while you get on with other tasks also. Then what I usually do is to use these clicking apps or websites where you just need to click once per day. One of them, for example, is Exxon Universe, where you just click to mine crypto. You click once or twice or so per day and you see an ad, and then you will earn some crypto. The same with Mira, where you just need to click once per day and then it will mine crypto for 24 hours. And this is also where Pi is doing this, one of the most popular apps like this. You just click once, and I try to do all these around the same time because then you can just make sure you do it every day to make sure you potentially get the most out of it. It's important to understand with, for example, the first two I showed here, Exxon and Mira, that as of recording this video here, the crypto you earn there has not been launched or anything yet. So it's a little bit, say, a gamble, or not really, because you spend a couple of seconds, but you don't know if you will get anything out of it yet. That's also how Pi Network started, and now that coin has been launched, there's no guarantee that others will do it, but because it takes so little effort, I still just do it. It's in the morning. It takes a total of 2 minutes to set these few things up here and click these different things. That's a way to get started. So it's definitely not something that will make you rich, these first options here, but it can be nice to just having it running in the background without any extra effort, and it also takes very little time. Next, I then check my inbox for user tests, focus groups, and mystery shopping invites, because these are important to keep an eye on, as the highest earning opportunities, they usually get filled fast. And if you actually end up getting a spot for some of the highest paying user tests or focus groups, they can earn quite nice money and can be quite fun to participate in. So it's important to just remember to check in. Some days there might not be any, but it's a good idea to, for example, join several of the platforms that offer these opportunities, because the more you sign up for, the more opportunities you have. Just be aware that you will not qualify for all of them, but that's why it's important also to try to get to them as soon as possible. So that's why I usually just check in the morning. If there's anything that looks interesting and relevant for me, I try to apply and see if I qualify for it. I'll also leave links below to all the options here. I talk about, for example, a list of the best user testing sites, focus groups, the platforms I talked about before, the passive income apps, so you can go there and need to get started with the ones. But here now in this video, we'll just focus on this whole routine, and then you can put it together so it fits into your schedule and preferences also. But for me, the morning is mainly about just grabbing those limited spots and letting the passive income apps and clicking apps just tick along while I then get started with my day. So what do I then do throughout the day? Well, during the day, it's about fitting smaller tasks in whenever it makes sense. For example, a great way to do that is paid surveys. I do these whenever I have a bit of downtime, because paid surveys are flexible. You can just pick them up whenever you have 10 or 15 minutes. You just need to make sure to find the best paid service for your country, because the best service sites for one person in one country is not the same as it's necessarily the best service for you. So I have a list. Actually, I've built out this manually. I'd spend a lot of time keeping them updated based on own tests or feedback from thousands of users all over the world. So I built a list here of the best service sites from different countries, so you can go there and easily find the ones that are the best for you. If your country is not on here, you can go to the international site. So I'll also leave a link to this below. And during the day, another great option, for example, can be to play games, because if you're somebody that already plays games on your phone, then there are actually options where you can also earn. So why not earn by doing something you're doing anyway? For me, it can be something that I'll do during commutes or during breaks, but I actually do not spend too much time on gaming on my phone, but I know that some people actually do. And if you do, then why not make sure to get something out of it? I do have a list on my website of the best platforms where you can find these paid games. I will also leave a link to this below. And during the day also, if you, for example, enjoy data entry, that is something you can also keep an eye on, but just be aware that this is best if you have some time you can block off, because you need a bit of focus, so you can't just jump in and out the same way we, for example, can with the games or surveys. And I also do have a list of the best data entry platforms or places to find jobs like that on my website. And just in general, I then just keep an eye on my inbox also regularly throughout the day to see if there are any opportunities there. But you don't need to sit and refresh pages all the time. Just, for example, on the sites that you know that you have good opportunities on, then set up notifications and also use the apps that where they have apps, so you can get the notifications and get to the opportunities quickly. So that way you will not just glued to the screen, but also you don't miss out on the good opportunities either. Of course, how much you can keep an eye on this depends a lot on your regular day job, but this is just for your inspiration, and then you can adapt it to your own reality and schedule, of course. Now I just want to talk about building long-term income before talking about my evening routine, because the side hustles I just mentioned are good for a bit of extra money, but the reality is that they won't replace a full-time income, and it's very important to understand that. If you're looking for extra side money, they are really great. They're easy to get started with. But for me personally, the biggest part of my day is actually spent on building my online business, things like affiliate marketing and YouTube. As you can also see, I have my channel here. I put a lot of time and effort into that. So that means I'm planning, I'm recording, I'm writing, I'm creating content, and it's not something that pays instantly when you first get started with something like this. But over time, it can grow into something much bigger than, for example, surveys or small tasks. So while I do those quick earnings here and there, most of my focus is on this long-term side of things. But this means also that side hustle can easily fit into my schedule because I'm online most of the time, but I also make sure to focus when I do work on my business, because if you don't focus, then results will also not come. So if you want freedom eventually to work completely on your own terms when and where you want to, then this is something that I recommend prioritizing. And depending on your schedule goals, you might want to spend more time on building something like an online business more than you actually spend time on a side hustle. The great thing is, however, that, for example, the free side hustles can still be used. For example, when I first started an online business, I used these side hustles also to fund my online business. Luckily, it can be super cheap to start an online business, but I still really did not have much of a budget. So I used these side hustles to actually fund that while I was actually building it, and until I started making money there also, then I could focus more on it. So again, you have to adapt it to your reality, to your schedule, depending on your goals also. And if this is something you're interested in, then I also do have some more information about my top recommended way to build a long-time online income or business online. So I'll leave a link to that below also, so you can check that out if that's something you're interested in. So let's now talk about the evening. And in the evening, I'll usually check my inbox again for new invites, for example, sometimes for user tests, surveys, mystery shopping opportunities. Sometimes they can pop up later in the day. Again, that also depends on your time zone and the platforms you use and all that. I'll also take a moment to then look over how much the passive income apps have added up throughout the day. It's never huge, that's again important to be aware of, but over a week or a month, it can still make a small, nice difference. And that's really it. The evening is just a final round of checking in, nothing complicated, at least that's how I do it. And then I can close the day knowing that I made the most of the opportunities without spending all my day chasing them. And if I have some extra time, I also make sure to put it into catching up on things with my online business. But then of course, again, depends on your personal preferences and your long-term goals. But if that's your goal and if that's something you want to start, then make sure to put aside time for actually building that instead of, for example, watching TVs. And then evenings can be great for setting aside some specific focus time, whether it's, for example, for data entry, if you just want some side cash, or for applying for remote jobs, if that's what you're going for, or for building an actually online business so you potentially eventually can work completely on your own terms when and where you want to. So that's my daily side hustle routine. So the key takeaway here is that you don't need to spend every waking hour on these things. It's about knowing when to check, stacking the passive apps, and then using small gaps in your day for flexible tasks. Remember, this is just a framework. Make sure to adapt it to your own schedule, your country, and the earning methods you actually enjoy. So I will leave links to all these options I talked about below so you can easily get started with your chosen options. And I would also love to hear about your routine. How are you doing it? And which parts of what I just said is something that you want to follow and why. I would love to hear your experiences. Please share that below. And then also make sure to check out the links depending on your preferences below. And then if this video helped you, make sure to also hit the like button and don't forget to subscribe to my YouTube channel and hit the notification bell so you won't miss out next time I release a video with tips and tricks about different ways to make money online.